Okay. So good afternoon once again. I'm Priyal Jain, founder of Higher EduTech Private Limited, a career development specialist and HR business partner. I'm passionate about bridging the gap between traditional academics and industry needs. Thank you, Microsoft, for MCC Summit Japan and organizing team for inviting me over here. It's an honor to stand before bright tech professionals and business leaders. Today, I'm going to guide you on resume building, especially AI-powered resumes and mastering power skills that define tomorrow's innovators. Let's make this session highly interactive. You will be doing 2 short activities as we go. So our today's agenda is going to be why your tech CV matters in 2025, what employers are looking for, some CV enhancement tools like resume.io, CV trends in tech, common resume mistakes, and how you can improvise on power skills, tools for power skills, and then we'll be connecting at the end. So let's get started. Why your tech CVs matter in 2025. So let's just start with a reality check. In 2025, 85% of the tech applicants are first read by algorithms and AI systems, not by humans. That means the journey to your skills is about how your CV speaks to both a robot and a human. And why does it matter? These AI-powered applicant tracking systems are programmed to spot keywords related to your job description, keyword related to your KRAs, your KPIs, your skills, and your achievements. Because these AI-powered systems, they track out all the skills, all the keywords, and all your quantifiable achievements. So let's take an example. Think of them like a bouncer in an exclusive event. If you don't have the right password or the right dress code, you can never get through the real party. This is true, right? Which in this case is the hiring manager's desk. So I want you to make your impact visible. For an example, let's imagine 2 candidates. One worked on software systems. The another one has put on their CV, developed 5 web apps by 20,000 users and reduced downtime by 30%. Which one do you think will AI pick? I'll repeat once again. There are 2 candidates and they have mentioned 2 different pointers in their CV. The first pointer is worked on software projects. And the second person has put developed 5 web apps by 20,000 users and reduced downtime by 30%. Which one of you think will get selected? Just a small activity. Which one will get selected? I hope I'm clearly audible. You can also drop your answers in the chat box. If you want me to repeat it again, I can repeat those 2 statements again. Okay, so let me repeat both of these statements again. The first statement was worked on software project, and the other statement was developed 5 web application used by 20,000 users, and I have reduced downtime by 30%. These are 2 statements. Which one of you think will get selected by ATS tracker or AI algorithm? All right, so the second one will get selected because numbers do matter. If I talk about a recent LinkedIn survey, in a LinkedIn study, profiles with measurable achievements received 2x more callbacks than generic ones. Now, how to stand out? Adaptability and continuous learning. This is something which you can do to stand out from the crowd. The tech world isn't standing about tools, frameworks, and languages because it changes every quarter. So by the time technology is updating, you need to update your CVs. You need to update your tools, frameworks, and languages you're working on every quarter. So employers just does not look for proof that you are working, but they look for that you're constantly adapting new technologies. So again, let's take an example. Completed Python for data science from Coursera in June 2025. Shows that you are improving, not just maintaining. You need to continuously add your current skills, your current certifications, and current frameworks if you have learned, so that it defines your career, and it defines that you're constantly adapting and you're constantly learning. Then third is staying relevant and updating your CV in every 6 months. So here is the tip. Check your CV every 6 months, in every 6 months, even if you're not actively job searching. Reason? Anybody who would like to describe the reason why do we need to update the CV in every 6 months? All right, I'll give you the example with a recent Glassdoor survey found that tech professionals who update their CVs regularly are 37% more likely to attract interview calls even through passive job hunting channels. So if you have worked on a cloud project, if you have trained a new employee or a new teammate, do add it in your CV because it reflects a lot about you. All right, let's move forward to the next. Let's play a quick game. Which of the resume will get instantly rejected? The option one is resume with fancy designs, tables, and graphics. Option two is resume missing important keywords from the job description. And option number three, resume submitted as image file or IMG or JPJ. Which one of you think will get instantly rejected by the employer? Any answers? You can drop the answers in the comment section. All right, perfect. So let's just start with a reality check. If I talk about 2025, over 85% of the tech job applications are first read by AI algorithms and ATS. That means the journey to your skills is not about how well is your CV. It's more about how well it speaks to a robot and a recruiter. Now, why does it matter? These AI-powered applicant tracking systems are programmed to spot keywords. They are programmed to spot all the skill set and achievements that you have mentioned in your CV. So let's take an example. Think of them like a bouncer at an exclusive club. If you don't have the right password or the dress code to get in, you can never get through the real party, which in this case is the hiring manager's desk. So you understand how important keywords, skills, and achievements are in your CV. And it's very important to make an impactful visibility. For an example, we'll take two candidates. One candidate has put up into his CV, worked on software projects. The another candidate has mentioned developed 5 web applications used by 20,000 users and reduced downtime by 30%. These are two examples which we have taken of two different CVs and two different person. Which one of do you think will AI pick? Any guesses, any answers? You can also use the chat box. Absolutely correct. The one showing numbers or success, because numbers do matter. If I talk about a recent LinkedIn study, profiles with measurable achievements has received 2x or 3x more callbacks than the basic generic CVs. Now, how to stand out? You can stand out by adaptability and your continuous learning. In this tech world, tools, frameworks, and languages are changing quarterly, every quarter. So employers do look for the proof that you are constantly adapting to new technologies and new frameworks. For an instance, I'm adding completed Python for data science from Coursera in June 2025, which is showing that I'm continuously improving, not just maintaining with the technology. So adapting something, adding something new to your CV, some courses, some certifications, so that it reflects that you are not just maintaining, you are improving continuously. Now, staying relevant and updating every 6 months. So here is the tip. Check your CV every 6 months, even if you're not actively looking for a job. The reason why I'm saying this is because a recent Glassdoor survey has found tech professionals who update their CVs regularly are 37% more likely to attract interview calls, even though they are passively searching for jobs. So if you're working, let's say currently on a new cloud project or on a new framework, or you have trained, let's say, a new employee or a new team member of your company, do add it, because it reflects that you're constantly working onto something and you're adapting new things. Let's move forward. With a quick game, I have 3 options on my screen. Which of the resume will get instantly rejected? The first option is resume with fancy designs, tables, and graphics. Second option is resume missing important keywords from the job description. And the third option is resume submitted as an image file. Which one of you think will get rejected instantly? Any answers? All right, perfect. The answer is all of these. So let's move forward to the next. These are 2 resumes in front of you. I hope these are clearly visible. Let me zoom it out. Do you see the difference between both the resumes? All right. So which one of do you think will get rejected by the employer or the ATS or AI algorithm? The left one is the correct one. Yes. So let's go section by section. If I talk about the header, this person has mentioned absolutely correct header. The email address is there, phone number is there, GitHub portfolio is there, the LinkedIn profile link is mentioned over here. So the header is perfect. If I talk about the objective or the professional summary, the person has mentioned he has done bachelor degree in computer science and what he is seeking for. He's seeking for a role of junior Python developer, which means he's clear about what he's seeking for. If I talk about skill segment, he has mentioned clearly about his skills. If I talk about work history, he has mentioned quantifiable pointers, 20% improvement in overall website performance. 5 fully functional web applications, optimized code base for a client existing software. So these are some quantifiable things and impactful things which this person has mentioned. If I talk about education segment, the person has mentioned whatever he has done as an entire academic curriculum, all the projects that he has done, software development projects, machine learning research project. So if you're a fresher and you have if you have only done some research projects or internship, do describe it, because until and unless you don't describe, employer won't get a dream that you have done something. So do describe it in pointers, in bullet points, and data points. See what is happening. If I talk about the certification, the certifications are clearly mentioned in which segment that person has done the certification and in which year. All the projects, all the information, all the software that person has used, these softwares are clearly mentioned into his CV. If I talk about the other CV, which is on the right-hand side, look, the person has not even mentioned his name. The objective is not at all clear. He has written, I'm passionate about creating example website, example small business that enables them to do, which means he's not even clear about his goals or the job profile he want to seek up. So no proper header, the name is not mentioned. If I talk about objective, instead of objective, that person has mentioned story, which shouldn't be there. Now, the tech, if I talk about the font size, it's differing. The font size, the font color, all these things are irrelevant and not acceptable at all. You see my day out or whatever. Is this required to be here? No, it's not required at all. And this is just a waste of space and waste of employers' time. I hope my screen is clearly visible to you. If you see, the contact information is mentioned below, blue color, red color, cuts, nothing is mentioned clearly and properly. So it's very obvious the left side resume will get selected and the right one will get rejected. So let's move forward. What employers are looking for. I hope you understand all these things are important if we talk about objective, your header, your work experience, your projects, your internship, your education. If you're a fresher, do mention it about in detail. So all these things do play a role. And if I talk about the font size should only be Times New Roman, Calibri, and Arial. These are the only standard fonts which are acceptable in CV. All right, great. So let's move forward. What employers are looking for exactly into this tech world? Real project deliverables, which means first days of saying I have like worked on team or I have handled software development, these days are over. We used to say back in days that I have worked in a team, I have handled a software development project. So these days are over now. We need to show them some tangible impacts. Employers nowadays want tangible proof that you have launched a product, you have deployed a code, or a visible feature that you have contributed to, because they need to see what exactly you have done or what exact impact you have created. For an example, let's imagine a difference between contributed to e-commerce app development, and let's take another example, launched payment gateway feature for an application with 50,000 daily users supporting $20 million transaction in daily transactions. I'm repeating once again. Let's imagine the difference between two lines. One person has mentioned into his CV, contributed to e-commerce app development, and another person has mentioned launched payment gateway feature for an app with 50,000 daily users supporting $20 million in daily transactions. What do you think? Yeah, the second one is better because the second was telling a story that whatever you have done, creating a payment gateway with 50,000 daily users and supporting $20 million transaction. So it is telling a story. Along with that, it is showing a measurable impact, which nowadays is a necessity. So there are some questions. Which font size? The font size are Arial. I'm just typing it down in chat box. Arial, Calibri, and Times New Roman. Times New Roman. Not the type, size. You can use heading as 14, then subheadings as 12, and the text size, the normal text which you write, 9 to 10. Fourteen is acceptable for your headings, 12 for your subheadings, and 9 to 10 for your normal text. All right, let's just proceed. So second tells a story, which we have seen in these two examples. Measurable results. We all know that numbers do grasp attention. If I talk about LinkedIn, or let's say just take an example, drove 18% revenue growth or reduced server downtime by 40%. These are some lines which you can add if you have worked upon. And definitely as a techie, we do work a lot, but we forgot to add everything into our CVs, which cost us a lot at the end. So nearly if I talk about all these things, people who do mention all these things, the numbers, the projects, and the measurable impact that they have contributed, they nearly get 3x more interview requests than the generic CVs. So always think about the projects whenever you make your CV. Did you cut the cost in that particular project? If you have improved performance, if you have contributed in some or the other way into that team, into that project, anywhere, do mention it because it does make a lot of impact. Again, I'm just taking an example so that you can write something like this into your CVs. Optimized database queries and a revised website load time by 2.5 seconds, increasing user retention by 23%. So these are some stats which reflect your profile to the hiring manager. Now, the third is current tech stacks and certifications. We all know the technology, the AI, ML, quantum computing, everything is changing at a lightning speed. The frameworks and the technologies that you have used maybe last year or last year must be outdated this year because constantly updating every quarter, everything is updating day by day. So always list out whatever you have worked till now. Let's say if you have worked on some Python courses, if you have worked on some AI, deep learning courses, do mention it. Do mention it with the year you have done. Let's say if you have done it in July 2025, do mention it that you have done it recently, like the numbers. Again, I'm taking an example that I have done Microsoft Azure 2025 course and an AI engineering course from Coursera in July 2025, which shows that I'm again constantly adapting to the technology and I'm upgrading myself. According to a recent Indeed study, candidates listing updated certifications are 30% more likely to make post-initial screening. So we have a initial screen. Let's say you have mentioned all these certifications, all these skills, all the quantifiable numbers in your CV, but post-screening, if your CV is not constantly upgrading, let's say 2024, 2025, whatever the certifications or whatever the courses you have done, if you're not constantly upgrading that into your CV, post-screening, there might be chances of your CV getting rejected. Now, fourth is power skills. So power skills are nowadays game changer. Beyond the code, employers want people who can collaborate. They want people who can adapt and create. Skills are like being agile and creativity. They do matter as much as your Java, SQL, AI matters. So they want to see that you can brainstorm, you can lead teams, or you can pivot quickly. So these are some skill set which you need to mention into your CV because both are important, your tech skills as well as your non-tech skills. For an example, solved a product bottleneck by prototyping a new solution in 48 hours, which shows, let me repeat the example again, solved a product bottleneck by prototyping a new solution in 48 hours, which shows that you have solved a product problem. You can brainstorm and you can work upon a problem, which shows your brainstorming, which shows your creativity and your problem solving skills. Because soft skills nowadays are not just soft skills anymore or not just soft anymore. These are some powerful drivers of innovation and team success. So to stand out, bring your project to life with details, use numbers, show your results, stay up to date with the technology, and highlight that you have driven a change or you have done something to contribute into your team on that particular project. All right, so we'll just do a quick activity in the chat. These are some 4 skills which I have mentioned which you need to take care about. These are real project deliverables, measurable impacts, current tech stacks and certification, power skills. Which one of these do you think you need to improve most in your CV? Which one of these skills do you think which you need to improve most into your CV? Real project deliverables, it can be measurable results, certifications, or your power skills. Which one of you think you need to improve most in your CV? All right. So power skills right now. Perfect. So let's start with a demo of a tool which you can use to improvise and customize your CV. If I talk about CV enhancement tools, there are multiple CV enhancement tools available right now, but we don't look for it because first thing is awareness, second thing is being lethargic, which we usually get at times. So let's get started by one demo of resume.io. Let me reshare my screen. I hope my screen is visible. I have logged into resume.io, resume.io. I'm typing it down in chat box as well. If you want to try alongside me, you can do that as well. Resume.io. Is my screen visible to everybody? I'm going to show up a demo on your resume, how you can add up your skills or how you can customize according to the job description. So let's just start. So you will see this screen post logging into your Google account. So you need to just log in from your Google account and this screen will show up. Resume building, job search, interview preparation, and LinkedIn. So from here, you will tap on quickly build resume, create a new resume. Is my screen visible to everybody? So you can add everything about your profile, your target role. Let's say if I'm looking for a role as an HR manager, location, work experience, education, skills. Need to add your resume. Let me share another screen. My credits are over for this particular mail ID. Just hold on. What's the benefit of using a tool like this versus ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, any specific one? So this tool has function of customizing everything. Let's say I'm adding a job description of a cloud engineer. That description will itself, by itself, it will add into your profile or your CV. You don't have to copy paste anything. You can just directly figure out the job description. You can copy paste the job description and accordingly your CV will get generated. Let me just reshare my screen with another account. Hope it is visible now. So you will see this tab after logging in. I hope it is visible. Let's say if I'm adding my resume over here. I just need to upload my existing resume. You can just check your ATS score. You can check your AI score. Every feature is available over here. And even if I want to add any other thing, let's say if I want to customize my template, I can customize it anywhere. Let's just try it out quickly. Customize. There are many different templates available which you can use. Simple ATAs, clear, corporate, anything you can use. And it will directly just copy paste all the content into that particular template. There are many professional templates, balanced templates, many templates are available. You can choose accordingly. And alongside, if I talk about your job description, we need to tailor our resume according to the job description. If I talk about today's job world, so there is this feature. Let me show it to you. Resume tailoring. You'll just click on that. Let's say if I'm taking this particular job profile, I can tailor my resume for this particular job. This is the summary of that job, the qualification required, and what are they looking for, etc., etc. So I can tailor my resume. I'll just select my resume. I can tailor it accordingly. And every content, like everything will get copy pasted over here. So it's going to reduce your time along with your efforts. Start tailoring. Auto tailor resume. You can customize it accordingly. And use tailored resume. The resume has been changed according to the job profile. Can you see? Previously it was GDPI and now it is child personality trainer. The profile description has been changed. The core competency has been modified a little. Look, the words like child psychology, they were not there previously, but now they're there. Nutrition, indisposition, all these keywords were not there before, but now everything is visible. So let's just wrap up quickly. You can quickly download this from this particular button of download. We are short of time. So I hope I'm clear till now. And there are many tools available apart from resume.io for your CV tailoring. I'm resharing my screen again. And I'm going back to, as mentioned before, for the ones that have been several years in the market, we have to add experience background following your great advices here. Would you recommend to summarize everything in one page? You can, if the experience is a lot, you can summarize it in 2 pages, not a problem. 2 pages are more than enough. I mean, you need to summarize things up. Just 1 page won't be enough because you're holding a lot of experience. For juniors, 1 page is fine. And for professionals who holds a lot of experience, for them, 2 pages are recommended. So these are some things which you need to definitely mention in your CV. Your ATS score, it should always be 85% or above. Portfolio links of your GitHub or on the projects you have worked on. QR codes of projects, skill section, endorsements, or if you have done any certifications, as I have mentioned before. Common resume mistakes are basically not adding any data points or any quantifiable measurable impacts. Then comes your action verbs. Always use action words like implemented, executed. So these action verbs shows a positive impact comparatively to the generic ones. Irrelevant or old tech skills which are not currently present in the industry, don't mention those. And neglecting power skills, so called as soft skills. how you can improvise onto your power skills, getting peer feedbacks, practicing public speaking, or practicing with tools again like Orai or Speako. If you want to take a snapshot of it, do take a snapshot of it. Gamified learning, learning power skills, team collaboration, learning via LinkedIn, Udemy, Coursera. There are multiple platforms available out there which can teach you the current trend in the market. So do always keep yourself updated. Alongside, do update your CV in every 6 months. So these are some power skills tools which you can use. Grammarly is one of them to correct your mistakes. Trello, Slack for team collaboration. Mentimeter, Slido to engage in meetings. Peer grads for peer feedback. Orai, Speako for improved speaking. So we are out of time, and I'll just give a brief about my company. I'm the founder of HiredNext EduTech Private Limited. So herein, at HiredNext, we believe in true success, meaning creating opportunities for everyone. So we are into CSR projects. We have helped educate and upskill more than 5,000 students in rural and urban areas just this past year. Imagine the power of a young person from a small town or city suddenly gaining digital skills, suddenly having that English fluency and the confidence to crack interviews for tech roles. Even if their family is the first to own a mobile phone, just a mobile phone, I would say. Women empowerment is our center to mission. We have run workshops of over 500 women in building employability skills. And we have placed all those women from rural regions into companies they always dreamed for. So one of my favorite stories I would like to tell you is a story of a lady called Roshni. Roshni is a young mother from Indore, India, who has joined our community training. She has learned digital marketing, and now she's managing a boutique's entire online presence, the entire online presence in that particular region, Indore, India. So we are into multiple sectors from just giving employability, skills training to digital marketing, Power BI, Excel, etc. If I talk about manpower consulting and affordability, we are into giving skilled hiring and customized hiring for your roles. I'm sorry. So it's not about top talent is everything. Some people do look for budget, or some companies do look for budget. So with HiredNext, manpower consulting is not just about filling seats. We are proud to offer our affordable rates. On average, our clients save 20 to 30% on hiring costs comparatively to other agencies. So if you are passionate about building strong teams or creating an honest community, change, we would like to help. If you are looking for any CSR collaboration, or if you want to create an impact in India, especially in rural regions where education is not the prominent thing, they are just surviving, not sustaining. So if you are looking for contributing towards CSR, or if you're looking for hiring employees or manpower, we are always here to help. Let's just connect. I have given my QR code over here. This is my LinkedIn QR. You can scan it and you can connect me via LinkedIn. My mail ID is mentioned over here. And I'm always available. You can reach me out on this mail ID anytime, and you can reach me out on LinkedIn anytime as well. Thank you. Thank you so much for your patience and listening me out. Have a great and have a wonderful day.